What's up, everybody? Big Cop Diesel coming at you. And I wanted to make a video to piggyback on the security guard channel's video. Shout out to him. He does a really good job. I've just found him a couple of days ago. Excuse me, and I like his videos a lot. So I just wanted to weigh in on the uniform thing. And a lot of you guys that commented, if you guys are watching this video, if not, there a lot of people commented, and all the comments are dead on for the most part. I think I didn't see anything that I disagreed with. When it comes to uniform, though, at least where I'm at, I'm in Metro Detroit. And if you don't know anything about Detroit and the surrounding areas, the crime rate, just Google it. So there are accounts that will request what we call full tactical loadout. Now, typically on the contracts I work, and those of us guys that are working these contracts, we are all either ex-law enforcement or ex-military or both. I'm ex-Army and ex-corrections and was on the tactical team. They prefer, at least with the one company that I do this stuff with, if you're going to be on a contract that's requesting a full tactical loadout, only guys that have that experience can be on that contract. It can't be, somebody that might be a great security officer, but if they have never had any formal training, they won't be able to work these contracts. But on a full tactical loadout like I'm in today, I'm wearing a vest, soft armor, 3A plus. I've got some extra mags. I've got some pepper spray. I got my sidearm, of course, and then in my bag I've got some flex cuffs, a baton, and all that stuff. But it's up to the client. This particular client, I'm at a distribution center, a huge distribution center, and it's in a bad part of town. There's another distribution center across the street, and they have a different security company there. So that's just kind of par for the course in Metro Detroit, depending on where you're at. But most of the accounts I work, the client requests black polo and khakis concealed carry. And I actually like that a lot, even though those of us that work in security and those of us that were law enforcement or still law enforcement kind of know that the black polo and the khakis is like an unofficial uniform. But somebody looking at you in that uniform, they don't know whether you're armed or not because you're concealed. So they wouldn't know you were armed unless you had to draw your firearm to protect an innocent person from a deadly force assault. So yeah, last year I worked at a private school, and it was the black polo and the khakis concealed carry. And I like that, especially in the school. I'm a mass shooter instructor. And for those of you, and my guy mentioned that in his video, where are these mass shootings taking place? Well, if anybody's got half a brain that's a mass shooter, they're going to take out the security first. So in situations like that, like at that school, I was glad to be in a kind of a nondescript type of uniform. Somebody coming into that school wouldn't know whether I was the janitor, the coach, or what, but there was no way they would know that I was a security guard. Now, the downside to that is if it was a high schooler that went to that school that was having issues, then obviously all the kids knew that I was security. So there's pros and cons to each one. I'm also in agreement that whatever you're wearing, you should be professional. The way people perceive you is based on how you look. You could be the smartest person to ever put on a security uniform or a police uniform, but if you look like shit, that's what people are going to perceive you as. And as far as uniforms commanding, some type of a presence, I gotta say I disagree with the comment about the classic uniform. At least, again, most of my experience is in Metro Detroit. I do work in other states in the Midwest, but those are always plainclothes concealed. But at least in Metro Detroit, the classic uniform does not act as a deterrent. You got police officers getting jumped on in broad daylight in stores in Detroit. So So the uniform doesn't have the effect that it used to. Now, I'm an older guy, and yeah, when I was a kid and you saw somebody in uniform, you know, you sat up a little bit straighter, you made sure you were kind of behaving, because back then the uniform did command respect, and it had the effect that it was intended for. Does a uniform deter? Absolutely. I don't think it deters as much as it used to because of the same reasons I just mentioned. It's just not that way anymore. These young guys today, these young little hoodlums, they have no fear at all. They don't care about dying, so why would they care about a uniform? Now, again, when I work these sites, like a site that I'm at right now, they do have the regular observe and report security guards that are wearing the traditional uniform, and you know, they're controlling access points and you know, the parking lot gate and all that kind of stuff. I'm here more as a reactionary kind of, if they need help, they're going to call me to respond. So yeah, it will add a level of pause. You know, if somebody's acting a fool inside the site and they're giving the regular security guards a hard time, and then they call me and I show up, you know, dressed the way I am, it's at least going to give them some pause. Does it mean that they're going to suddenly straighten up and no, but they're going to think again, because now that, you know, they just upped the ante by calling me. But yeah, you know, whatever uniform you're in, you know, just make sure you look professional in it. You shouldn't look like 300 pounds of chewed bubble gum. That's a whole nother thing. I'm a fitness guy, so I'm always going to talk about fitness. I just want to end this by saying, if you are a protector, you have to be in shape. You cannot be a protector if you're fat and out of shape. I did a class a couple weeks ago for some, I do security training, and there was a guy, and a nice guy, man, nice guy, but the guy was huge. And before the training, he was smoking a cigarette and drinking a big gulp. And I'm thinking to myself, man, if this dude has to run, like if he gets his hands on you, it's game over. He's strong as an ox. But if he has to run to either get to something or get away from something, it's not going to go good. So anyways, I went off on a tangent, but again, shout out to the Security Guard channel. Great videos, great content. All right, guys. Hey, you stay safe out there. Peace.